Welcome to the All of Life podcast, where we explore how Oklahoma Baptist University is shaping the future. I'm your host, Niccole Hall. Join us monthly as we delve into OBU's mission to provide Christian education across all fields, impacting students' lives for generations to come. Remember, it's all of life, all for Jesus. Today, we're looking ahead to one of the most beloved traditions on Oklahoma Baptist University's campus, the weekend. It's OBU's take on homecoming, and it's very unique. Joining me for this conversation today is my friend Lea Ann Quirk, OBU's Executive Director of Alumni Engagement. Lea Ann brings both passion and a deep love for this university to everything that she does, and I can't wait for you to hear her perspective. So Lea Ann, welcome to our podcast. We're so happy that you're with us today.
Thank you so much, my dear friend. I'm excited to be here. The weekend is one of my favorite things to talk about, so
mine too.
I'm excited.
So for those of you who haven't had the chance, for those who have not had the chance to meet you yet, can you kind of give us a little bit of background on what you've been doing since you were a student on Bison Hill, and also maybe ultimately what brought you back to serve your alma mater in this capacity as our Executive Director of Alumni Engagement?
Yeah. So I graduated from OBU in 2002 with a degree in communications, just like you, a year before to me. And like so many alumni, I was shaped by this place, and I'm really grateful for the foundation that it set for me. And so what I did was I actually went to work for another university for about 18 years doing events and public affairs and alumni relations. Really fell in love with alumni relations work. And then this position came open in 2021, and I felt the Lord leading me back to Bison Hill. And it's just been such a joy and such a blessing to get to be here at OBU and do the work that I love.
I love that so many of us have these like personal connections back to the university. I mean, it's sweet to be here on campus with people who have been alum and are now passionate about the university and back. It's really interesting to see how the Lord has worked to bring you back into this position for such a time as this. I was thinking that we might start off a little bit with a memory from last year's The Weekend.
Okay.
Is there something that comes to mind that just makes you smile about last year and your time at the weekend?
A lot of memories, but I'll say one. So we do a traditional event. This has been going on at homecoming for a long time, where the 50 plus club comes together and they honor the current class that's being inducted, which of course this year would be the class of 1975. Last year it was 1974, celebrating their 50 years out. And so we're at this luncheon, and we had invited the current Bison Glee Club to come and perform at this event. And they still sing some of the same songs that were sung, 50 years ago or even more, and all of a sudden, so many people in the room, so many of these, 50 plus club alumni started singing with our Bison Glee Club. And it was like this moment of generations coming together literally in one voice, singing, these songs that had been sung at OBU for decades. And it just really reminded me that this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to bridge that gap between our alumni and our current students and, get them in front of each other and get them connected. And it was just a great moment for last year's weekend.
I love that. I do actually remember that. And it's just really sweet to see people connect. And like you said, I mean, so many from different decades were able to sing the same hymns. And
yeah.
That is awesome. Okay, let's step back a little bit. OBU does not call it homecoming anymore. We call it the weekend.
Yep.
Can you tell us about the heart behind this name?
Yes. Great question that I get a lot. Why do we call it the weekend? Just want to say first and foremost that the traditional homecoming events are still there. Like I said, the 50 plus club luncheon, the traditional worship service, the musical gala, we've still kept harvest dinner. Yeah. We've still kept so many of those traditional events. But now we have incorporated family weekend for our current students and their families. That used to be a separate weekend. Now it's the same weekend. We also incorporate a Bison Day for our prospective students and their families. And so we needed a name that could envelop, all of those things beyond just homecoming. So that's where the weekend name was born. And it's really about, 3 full days of OBU at its best. And it is the weekend to be on Bison Hill.
Right. And I love it because you say, come home.
Come home for the weekend. Yes.
This is our home. Okay. So for those making plans to join us this fall, can you kind of give us a big picture? When is it happening? Mm-hmm. Who's invited? What makes the weekend this year maybe unique compared to previous years?
Absolutely. So first and foremost, everyone is invited. So I'm talking alumni, current students and their families, prospective students and their families, the Shawnee, Oklahoma City, Tulsa communities, and anyone beyond those city borders. I mean, we are truly saying to everyone who's listening, everyone who is connected to OBU in some form or fashion, come home for the weekend. And it's going to be October 23rd through the 25th. And the biggest thing that's going to be happening and the most unique thing is that we are going to do the grand opening of Shawnee Hall. So everyone knows that we've been in a time of rebuilding and restoration and renewal since the April 19th, 2023 tornado that hit our campus. We already had plans, to renovate Shawnee Hall in some ways, but this kind of accelerated that even more. And we're going to do the grand opening ceremony on that Friday of the weekend. It's going to be really, really special.
I love it. It's going to be a great time for us to celebrate. And like you said, just reconnect with people. Okay. One of the highlights kicking off the weekend is always the Women of Vision event. And I know this year Women of Vision are celebrating their 10th anniversary.
Very special.
So there will be a celebration on Thursday night. Mm-hmm. For those attending that for the first time, is there something that they might need to know and just to make the most of that experience? Or do you know much about that particular event?
Definitely have attended it every year since, coming on board. And first, I would just say, come ready to be inspired. There's a lot of storytelling that night, a lot of, just community and seeing what happens when women come together to give and lead. And so that night, because it's the 10-year anniversary, there's going to be a lot of talk about past projects that have been done. So the women who are a part of Women of Vision actually give each year and then pool that money to fund a project on campus that helps students, helps faculty, helps the community. And so those past projects are going to be on display this year. And we're going to actually get to walk through and see a lot of those and see the fruition of giving, over 10 years. And the biggest thing that's going to happen that night is going to be that people are going to get to have a tour of Shawnee Hall before the grand opening ceremony even. So that's going to be really, really fun and get to actually walk through and do that on that night.
Well, I know that Jill Thomas, our First Lady, has put a lot of effort into that, and that is going to be a fantastic evening. Of course, there are other milestone events that are very memorable. You've mentioned the 50s Plus Club, luncheon. I know there are also smaller events that take place, and actually a few other big ones probably that you haven't even mentioned yet. But so what are some other events that that we can look forward to as far as just people making meaningful moments and connections over the weekend?
Yeah, so we really try to have a wide variety of things that people can be a part of. From our Bison U events, which give people the opportunity to be in the classroom with faculty and kind of see the curriculum in action, to a pep rally an ice cream social on Friday night. And then all kinds of department reunions. We do a big tailgate, at the end of the weekend towards the football game. But what I would say is that some of the most meaningful things that happen are the in-between moments. So I just picture for a moment, we take over the lower GC and use that as our registration hub for the weekend. And so you're an alum, you haven't been back on campus in a long time, you're checking in at the registration hub, and you get your name tag and you turn around and there's someone that you haven't seen in 20 years, 30 years, maybe 50 years, and it's hugs and tears and sit down and have, a cup of coffee together and catch up. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it because I've seen this, happen over and over. And so those moments happen when you come back home. You never know exactly how those days are going to play out for you, but it's so meaningful. And you get to see people that you haven't seen in so long. You get to connect with current students and see, what they're doing and realize that, man, this student's going through exactly what I went through when I was here, or, experiencing the same things that I did. Lots of things have changed, but there's a lot that hasn't too.
It's true.
And that's
really
what makes it so special for our whole community.
I love it. I remember seeing a couple of older ladies, like you said, in tears on a couch in the GC, reminiscing. I think they had graduated in the late 60s, and it was just really sweet to see them together. Okay, so OBU's alumni network, I heard it spans now over 60 countries, which is unbelievable. Maybe more than that. I'm not sure, but I just thought that was incredible. How do you see the weekend helping to strengthen these connections, not during just these few days on campus, but even beyond? Do you see that happening? Do you hear of stories of alum getting together even outside of the weekend? They reconnected there and now they're hanging out again.
Yes, that definitely happens. I feel like the weekend is kind of a big spark, and then people leave re-energized about OBU. And then our goal is to continue to give them opportunities to either come back to campus or reconnect in their city, or, foster opportunities for them to nurture those relationships that they may have rekindled, during homecoming and the weekend. So that's always our goal. It's our goal to help them stay connected, stay engaged, stay informed, and hopefully that's a benefit to their life, that they're connected to their alma mater in meaningful ways.
Right. I was thinking actually about, there's a group of women down in the Dallas-Fort Worth area that actually said they meet every so often at homecoming. And then I think annually they get an Airbnb and hang out together, and it's still something that's ongoing. I thought that was just really awesome.
Yes.
So it's definitely a place for people to reconnect and, again, build those relationships even beyond the weekend.
Yes.
Okay, looking ahead, we know OBU's future is bright. It's exciting. Can you share a little bit about how you're inviting alumni to participate in our Shape the Future campaign and this mission that we're on right now as a university?
Yes. So really, obviously, like you just said, we're in this historic campaign to transform OBU. So new facilities, new programs, new, vision for, being a leader in Christian higher education. We need alumni to come along beside us and, and be there every step of the way. And whether that's through prayer or mentoring a student, sending prospective students our way, giving generously, there's a place for everyone in this story that we're in right now. And I would challenge every alum listening to think back, to when you were a student and the people that invested in this place while you were here. They made sure that we had classrooms to be in, that we had faculty that were teaching us, that we had fun activities to be a part of. If any of that changed your life for the better, then I feel strongly that we have an obligation to do the same for the current and future generations. So I would invite everyone listening to invest in the next you at OBU, because, it's just a current challenge that I would just give to every alum that, current students need just as much support as we had, when we were here.
Yeah, it's so true. And there are so many people that are continuing to invest in this university, and we're so thankful for that. Okay, let's dive into the details of the most exciting event happening over the weekend.
Yes.
This year, it's OBU's grand opening of Shawnee Hall. Give us details.
So the grand opening ceremony will be Friday, October 24th at 10 a.m., and it will be on the Oval, so we'll be right outside Shawnee Hall. Alumni, friends, donors, students, the Shawnee community, everyone's invited. And, Shawnee Hall has always been the heart of our campus. And now with its transformation, it's ready to serve a new generation of Bison. And it's obviously also the namesake building of this community, of the Shawnee community. And so we really want the Shawnee community to feel a part of this and to be here for that special moment. And I would just invite anyone listening to, come and be a part of this. This will be a moment in OBU history.
For sure.
You don't want to miss it.
Yeah, it's so exciting. Speaking of not wanting to miss it, Lea Ann and I are actually sitting in Shawnee Hall right now. This is the original brick behind us. Super exciting. We are in a student lounge, and right across from our new admissions suite. And I mean, you're not going to believe that it's Shawnee Hall when you come inside. I mean, it looks the same on the outside, but it smells different. It's phenomenal in here, really.
It is. And I mean, you say that, you won't believe it's Shawnee Hall. And that's true. There is so much new, but there is still this nod to our history here.
There is.
And, if you were an alum here, you took a class in here. And I will say that every time I walk in here, even with all the new, I can still see myself as a student and remember, the classes that I had in here and the memories that I made. Yes, absolutely. I had so many classes in here. And so many memories. And so it's changed, but it still brings back that flood of memories when you walk in.
Certainly. Okay. What are some of the new building updates or features that people can expect to see when they visit during the weekend?
So one of the most exciting things is that our admissions team is now housed in Shawnee Hall. And so they have a new suite that is warm and welcoming to prospective students and families, kind of like the front door of the university now. There's new lab space for our health science programs, which are so exciting that are coming on board. There's tech-enabled classrooms that will amaze you at what they can do in those classrooms now. And even the bathrooms are impressive. I mean, spa-like.
They are amazing. So I think I was telling Lea Ann earlier, I was here a few weeks ago and some of our education faculty were moving in. And I mean, I do think there were some tears shed over the bathroom. Like they're beautiful. So you're going to love Shawnee Hall.
It's going to be amazing. And like you said, there will be tears as they walk through and see glimpses of the old and the former, but also all of the new. That's it. People will be amazed.
So exciting. It's very exciting. Okay. As we're wrapping up our conversation today, Lea Ann, how can listeners get involved with the OBU Alumni Association right now? And again, even beyond the weekend?
I appreciate you asking this question. There are so many ways that people can be connected. And let me just also add that, yes, we are the OBU Alumni Association. We are an organization of alumni, friends, parents. Anyone can be at anything that we're doing or be a part of anything that we're doing. So one of my favorite things that we do is our Traveling Bison program. This is an opportunity for alumni and friends to travel the globe together with each other, with other bison, and just explore the world together and learn. And here, sometimes even we'll have a faculty member, or in a recent case like Dr. Thomas and First Lady Jill Thomas led a trip to Greece, which was, the footsteps of Paul. And he taught from the New Testament along the way as they were seeing these places that Paul, was at. And so really fulfilling program that is just really an exciting thing for people to be a part of. And this is one of those things where you don't have to live nearby to be a part of this. We've had people from all over the country travel with this program and do some of our trips. And we have about 10 trips next year to offer to people all over the globe and here at home. So it's a great thing for people to check out and maybe try to be a part of. Other things that I would say, Bison Connection events, we do those in Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Shawnee. Those are opportunities for people to come and hear from inspiring Christian speakers that are leaders in their fields, but whose hearts also belong to Jesus. It's also great networking for our alumni and friends. We also do regional events. You and I have been all over the place this year, Atlanta and Dallas and other places. So, always things going on with that. I mentioned earlier, we have what we call Bison U, and there will be opportunities during the weekend for this, but we also do other standalone events throughout the year where Alumni and friends can come back and be in the classroom with our faculty and see the curriculum, up close and, kind of experience it for themselves. So that's really fun. And then some of our more family-friendly activities, we partner with the Oklahoma City Thunder, who, as we all know, are the 2025 world champions. And we also partner with the Tulsa Drillers. We partner with Oklahoma Food Tours. These are casual, come-as-you-are events that you can bring your kids to.
They're so fun.
And just, network with other alums and just have a good time, under the umbrella of the Alumni Association. We also, I'll just mention really quickly, have some practical resources that alumni can take advantage of. So we partner with some travel companies to offer different travel insurance packages, but also insurance companies to offer insurance packages to our alumni and friends. So that's all on our website. You can also join our OBU alumni board, or you can even nominate fellow alums for awards that we give out every year. So that's always a great way to show support and be involved. We collaborate with OBU athletics and different departments to do campus events throughout the year. So those are wonderful things to be a part of. I would say all of these things that I've mentioned are on our website, but they're also featured in our monthly e-newsletter called The Grays. So if you're listening and you want to get that, just send us your email address. We'll make sure you get it each month. It outlines everything that we're doing, plus a lot of university updates, like construction updates and Shape the Future updates and different things like that. So it's a great way to stay connected to what's happening and what's coming up.
I am so thankful that you're our alumni executive director of our alumni engagement. You are fantastic, and just your passion is inspiring. It's so exciting. Okay, how can people register for the weekend as we're wrapping this up? What do they need to do to register?
Registration's open, and people can go to okbu.edu/theweekend, and they'll see the full schedule of events. It's 45 plus events that we've got for people to participate in. So lots to do. I also want to point out that 95% of our events are completely free. So very family friendly and lots of ways to participate. You can be as busy as you want during the weekend or as carefree as you want. You can kind of pick your schedule and participate in what you want to do. And it'll be a meaningful time for everyone.
So I'm giving you the final word. Why should every alumni and friend of OBU consider coming home for the weekend on Bison Hill this year?
I would say because there's nothing like Bison Hill. It's a special place. The friendships, the memories, the mission, we're all a part of something bigger here. And whether you graduated last year or 50 years ago, OBU is still your home. And there's no better time to come back than now with everything that's going on and the revitalization of the entire campus. It's a really special time right now for OBU, big history moment for OBU. And so I think people will be glad if they come back. They'll be rewarded.
It truly is such a great time. Lea Ann, thank you for sharing your heart, your passion for OBU. I'm thankful for your vision and leadership in, again, just leading us to participate in everything that's going on at this university. And thank you to everyone listening. If you are interested in learning more about our campaign, you can go to okbu.edu/shapethefuture, and you'll get to see a lot more about all of the different things that OBU is doing to shape the future for students. Again, the weekend gathering is such an important event for our campus, and it's so special because you will get to connect your stories with other people's stories, and we're all about shaping the future for our Bison. So we look forward to seeing you on Bison Hill in October, and until then, we pray that you will live all of life, all for Jesus. Thank you. Thank you for joining us on the All of Life podcast. Stay connected by following us on social media and subscribing on your favorite podcast platform. To support OBU's Shape the Future campaign, visit okbu.edu/shapethefuture. Together, we are future shapers. See you next time.